Hi there, welcome to Lainey's Crafting Creations. You are seeing my extremely messy craft room. This is a before video, and to follow will be time lapses of me trying to make this room tidy, and then I'll follow it up with speaking at the end. Hi there, welcome to Lainey's Crafting Creations. If you're watching this, you would have just seen a few time lapses of me cleaning up my messy craft room that had become a dumping zone for all things and everything from the house. So I thought I'd do a tour while it's nice and tidy. So after you come in the door, this is the shelf just inside. So I've moved all of my finished, mostly pottery, but a few resin bits down there, and a pile of decorations that I've been working on. This lot of finished bits, some of them are going to be turned into candles because I was struggling with my kiln and I couldn't make things food safe, so they'll turn into candles instead. And I've got these couple of bits. These wonky looking vessels were from, I did a whirl on the wheel class where it was, I think, 2 hours, and you just that, you had a whirl on the wheel. So I like looking at them and how funky and squished they are. This shelf here will be for anything that's been bisque fired and waiting to be glazed, or it's partially glazed. So some of these things have had one layer of glaze, but they need finishing off. Top shelf is just bits and bobs. So this bowl here I won in a prize from Toonpish, I think it's Toonpish Crafts on YouTube, and then just I found that shell at a local beach and whatever had lived in it was dead and stinky, so I had to soak it for weeks and get that out, and then I put resin on it to bring out the beautiful colours. And these are just some clamshells that I've put scenes, beach scenes into, and just some fake flowers. And I made this to be like to hang up as a plaque, but that was very early on in my pottery journey. It didn't work out all that well, so I've just got that there. Down here is just bits and bobs for my quilting, because I've only just started it, so I don't have a lot, but I'm going to get some plastic containers so that it's, you know, not going to get dust and things on it. And then over here is, well, I'm going to use it as my resin area, because of course resin and pottery don't go that well together because pottery has dust, so I'm trying to keep them separate. Oh, that's just, I always have a rubbish bag around. These shelves my daughter was going to throw out, and I thought I'll save them, but I'm not sure what I'm going to use them for. These shelves I've just got some painted stones. I can feel myself shaking. Painted stones and crystals and bits, and then this stone here I actually won from Rachel's Rocks Canada, if you've seen her channel, so I love that there. Then I've just got a half finished resin piece there. So I've got just used under the desk as storage because this room is quite small, so I've got a router and bits for wood. And then this is kind of the painting and a bit of the resin, so it's just a few. Oh, some of those paints are probably actually dried up now. Some tumblers that I haven't finished yet, and then I've got more wooden rounds to make some more of these beach scenes on the wood rounds. Just haven't got round to that, there's never enough time. This is the wheel that my husband found on Trade Me, which is like eBay kind of for New Zealand. So I've only used it a few times, and then I've just got my wee wheel that I use for hand building. I do mostly hand building. This is where I do the wedging and hand building, and I've just got that elevated. I'd originally made that, or my husband had, as a levelling table for resin, but I could never get it to actually level out, and it just gives it enough height that my back doesn't hurt, so that's where I do all of that. This was absolutely covered in all things, so it's nice and tidy now, and this is where I'll kind of dedicate that to glazing. Again, lots of things under the table because no room for storage. It's all craft supplies, or I keep empty boxes and that kind of thing in case I need to post anything. This is my stoneware clay bits and pieces that can be, eventually I'll turn it back into clay, and that's my porcelain. So because I really only use porcelain now, I've got a bigger container for that, and I just put any broken bits or something, if something fails, like a few times I picked up cups by the handle, rookie mistake, when they have not been bisqued yet, and yeah, so they just end up in there, and one day I'll turn that back into clay. What have I got on here? That's just my water, I just cleared that out. I keep my plastic, so clean film, or Glad wrap we call it here. I will cover my bits and bobs in that, but I will always recycle it. I don't chuck it out, I just put it in there, pull it out when I need them. Got the corn flour. This is one of my cups that failed, but it's good for putting all my brushes in. A couple of rolling pins, more of my Glad wrap, and the pottery tools that I use the most, so you know, when I am working with them I just move them closer to where I am. These shelves, this is just bits and pieces that I've made. The next one is some paints, but mostly my resin moulds, and down here still looks like a mess, but it's kind of a tidy mess. It is all the bits and pieces that can go into resin, so you know, the little crystal bits, shells, what else, I'm not even sure, the gold flakes, there's little starfish, and then down at the bottom is just storage for things I don't use very much. This top shelf, I think I'll probably move these things. These are my stamps, more stamps in there, and then cookie cutters and things. I think I'll maybe move them back down to the table, because this top shelf will be anything that's glazed and ready for the kiln. I'm just needing to keep everything separate because you can forget if you don't get in here often enough. This shelf is bisque fired bits that are almost ready to go in, so hopefully my very best friend Sally doesn't watch, because that there is a secret. The wee camper van is a secret thing for her, so let's hope she doesn't watch. And then behind there is just, well, in here is plaster of Paris, which I'm going to make one of those, I think it's a damp box, and then that's my next lot of porcelain. In here is just, I've got some tumblers that I can do for resin, and those are ornaments that I've kind of started to paint. It's like the halfway home for things that I need to pick back up, but it's a good spot for them down there. And then, yeah, that's about it. That's just, it's quite a small room. I'll do a little bit of a span. So, I mean, I'm lucky to have my own room anyway. But yeah, so it's at least, it looks messy probably to some, but it's well tidy compared to what it was. And it means I can just get in here and get things done. Thanks for watching.